So, for our second and last speaker for this afternoon session, he graduated with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Accountancy at University of Santo Tomas. He finished Master's in Business Administration, major in Corporate Finance at San Sebastian College Recoletos, Manila, Institute of Graduate Studies. He was the former Associate IT Auditor at SGV and Company. He was also the Inter-Office Transactions Analyst at Shell Business Service Center, Manila, Supervisor at Technical Advisory Group, Department of Professional Practice at KPMG RG Manabat and Company, Senior Analyst, Funding Management Team, Financial Services Operation at Sun Power ROHQ, Property Financial Analyst, Property Services, New Center Opening Group at Regus Global Service Center. He was also a former faculty instructor at Adamson University, University of the East Manila, San Sebastian College, Recoletos, Manila, and Manila Central University. He was also a former CPA reviewer at National Review Center CPA Review, and he is a certified public accountant, a certified accounting technician, certified by the Institute of Accounting Technicians, a certified payroll specialist, a registered cost accountant, a registered financial planner, a master project manager, Alibaba Global Digital Trainer, TESDA Bookkeeping National Certificate 3, member of the Association of Accounting Technician, member of the Institute of Certified Bookkeeper, member of the National Institute of Accounting Technicians of the Philippines. Currently, he is the chairperson of 4BS Accountancy Program at School of Business and Liberal Arts, and he is also the head of Topnotch CAT Reviewers. Let us all welcome Mr. Ralph Michael Licaros, MAAT, MBA, CPA, CAT, RCA, MICB, for his account talk about Certified Accounting Technician, Dialogue to the Future Self.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Mic check.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon
And
po.
hello, can you? Yeah, okay. So you can hear me. Thank you for that lengthy introduction. Actually, you don't need to introduce me in that way, no? Haba. Parang ang tanda ko tuloy pakinggan. But yeah, I've been with various companies and schools. No, that's why I have that resume or background or profile. Wait, let me check my technicals first before my video. Yeah, can you hear? Hello, screen. Can I share my screen for my PowerPoint presentation?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. Give me a few seconds so that I can set up my screen. Are you seeing my PowerPoint?
Yes po, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for that introduction. Hi, Sir Aljon. Kumusta? And,
Kumusta po?
yes, sir. Well, maybe later makapagkwentuhan tayo for a while. Sa mga face-to-face, no, we could have a few chat, no, dito sa online. Medyo kakaiba yung setup, no, just like with what the audience are experiencing, no, kakaiba talaga ngayon. I think siguro just a few pep talks no before I start with my discussion. I miss the crowd, no? I miss the gatherings, no, pagka may JPIA events, may convention, right? Even sa seminars, no, I'm somehow missing the excitement, the fun environment pagka may mga ganitong seminars, you know, you get to meet a lot of people, you get to meet your audience, no. But yeah, I guess we have to bear with this situation, no. Hopefully, time, in a few years, or in a few months matapos na yung pandemic. No? Yan. But of course, that's not my topic. No, my topic for today is this certification. No, certified accounting technician. No, I think some of you might have heard it, pero kakalain nyo ito yung sa CAT nung high school. No, so just to clarify, this is not the CAT in high school. No, this is an certification program for accountants. No, and so that's what I would discuss for this session. Okay. Now, so again, I'm Ralph. Now I am the head of Topnotch Reviewers. We've been providing review for the CET program since way back a decade ago. Okay, and but just to clarify, no, the CET program is actually under NIAT, or the National Institute of Accounting Technicians. So somehow, just to compare it with the CPA, no, CPA is being administered by PRC, right? The CPA board exam. Then there's the review centers. So somehow ganun din yung sa Topnotch. We're providing the review, but the program, the Certified Accounting Technician, is actually under NIAT, or the National Institute of Accounting Technician. So most of the time kasi people thought that kami yung nag-administer, or kami talaga yung overall organization na nag-handle na tong program na to. But maybe it's just most of the time kasi we provide the seminars like this, no, kami sa Topnotch. That's why parang nai-connect agad lagi sa amin. No? But yeah, and then again, the CET program is under NIAT, no? And actually may joke pa nga yan yung acronym ng NIAT, or the National Institute of Accounting Technician. Accounting na accounting daw kasi 'di ba, NIAT could sa tax 'di ba, net income after tax daw. So somehow it's just a parang fun, no? We're just making fun of the words, okay? So okay, since we're clear with that, no, by the way, I'm just looking at my right side kasi dalawa yung monitor ko. And about CET, what is that? What is this program? It's been around, I think 2 decades, almost 2 decades na, no? Almost magto 2 decades na siya. Okay, but what is CAT, no? Kasi especially with the generation ngayon, we call them the K-12 generation, no? Most of them are not really that familiar now with the certification programs. That's why it's a good thing, no, may ganitong event din. So that accountancy students, no, would have an idea ano pa ba yung mga program na pwede nilang take up, no. So anyway, the CET program is a globally recognized program, no. Maraming certifications that are available right now, and most of them are globally, or actually almost all of them, no, are globally recognized program. For one thing, alam ko yung diniscuss ni Sir Aljo, no, it's also a globally recognized program. So, ganun din yung CAT, no. But I would say siguro CAT would be somehow parang bachelor's degree ng mga certification. Certifications like CMA, or yung I think next day nyo, no, you have a talk for CIA. Those are specialized certification na may mga ano na sila, medyo mataas na yung level. So CAT, I would say, no, somehow is like the bachelor's degree of certifications, no. So general accounting, parang ganun yung topics, no, dito sa CAT program. And kaya medyo short lang yung mga discussion dito sa slides, no. So the CET program, second bullet says, focuses on developing a strong base of technical accounting knowledge and skills. So why did we highlight that portion? So sa CET program kasi, no, yung exam dito is not a multiple choice type of exam. So as we all know, no, in the CPA board exam, multiple choice, no. But with CET, somehow ano na nila, old school exam wherein there are no choices, no, kasi sinaunang panahon, no, wala choices sa CPA board exam. So that's what CET adopted. Yung exam, it's straight problems, supply the answer. Anything that the problem requires, you need to provide that, and dapat in good form. It shouldn't be in shortcut, no, di ba? Let's say when we journalize, debit AR, credit sales, tapos S pa nga minsan kasi shortcut talaga natin. So hindi pwedeng ganun sa CET exam. No, you have to provide all the answers in good form. If the problem requires reports, trial balance, financial statements, computations in good form, so that's what you need to provide. No, so why that so in sa exam, no? Kasi nga sabi dito, the strong base of technical accounting knowledge and skills. So ano nga pong point? When we say knowledge and skills, no, we usually differentiate that. Ano po bang kaibahan nito? Minsan sabihin natin parang interchangeable naman, but actually no, no. Knowledge is something you know, skill is something you know how to do. So when you're given an exam, no, alam ko you encountered exam na street problem, minsan may essay pa, may multiple choice din, no. When you're given an exam that is a multiple choice, you're actually being tested of your knowledge. But if it's a street problem, no, just to make the discussion short, you're being tested both of your knowledge and skill. Kasi in actual work, no, hindi ka naman bibigyan ng multiple choice ng employer mo, right? We haven't encountered siguro na yung boss mo sasabihin ka, "Oh, empleyado, pili ka A, B, C, D." Boss, C na lang po kasi yun po yung lagi ko sagot, doon po ako nakapasa nung nag-exam ako eh. So we don't have that kind of work, diba? In an actual work, you will be providing your superiors, your managers, your seniors, no, of a report, meaning you will provide them details and you need to explain it to them. So, 'di ba, mahirap yung alam mo lang yung accounting. In this way, you also need to provide the answers. You're being tested of how do you apply your knowledge, no? So yun yung I would say difference ng CET program. It's a straight problem exam. However, no, however, that was before the pandemic, no, kasi during before, no, the exam is pen and paper, meaning handwritten exam talaga siya. So ganun ka old school, no, handwritten straight problem exam. But right now, due to the pandemic starting last year, yeah, you know, when the pandemic started, the lockdown started, naging ano na lang 'to, the exam right now with CET is multiple choice online exam. But there's a twist in the exam. There's a time limit per question and you cannot go back to the previous question. Hindi ka rin pwede mag-skip ng question. If you skip a question, you cannot, you know, point of no return. No, yun yung sinasabi ko sa mga examining. So maybe after, you know, everything has resumed somehow to normal, maybe face-to-face setup ulit, the exam would also go back to pen and paper. But right now, no, yun nga, just to make the program running, the exam was converted into multiple choice online exam. Yan. So somehow may mga students nga na naghahanap na gusto nila sana straight problems kasi one thing that that helps them in a straight problem exam is that it boosts their confidence na may alam pala sila sa accounting. Kasi imagine, di ba, you can actually pass an exam that is a multiple choice nang dahil sa hula. No, I'm not saying that it's always like that, di ba? But there are possibilities na makakapasa ka dahil ng hula ka kasi there are already the choices. But in a straight problem exam, when you pass an exam na straight problem, it's really something na masasabi mong achievement kasi naipasa mo eh. No? Hindi ka pwede manghula ng straight problems. Pwede ka bang manghula ng FS, right? So you cannot do that. So yun yung mga hinahanap minsan ng CET examinees ngayon. No? Sabi niya, parang mas okay din. Although it's an advantage yung multiple choice online, but there's something missing din daw, no? Yung parang meron kang proof na alam mo talaga yung accounting if it's a straight problem exam. Yan. So, yan, very, parang sabihin nyo, parang ang iksi naman ng discussion. Kasi, yeah, very short discussion about CET. Medyo generic siya, no? Yan. These are some of the maybe summary, no, or bullet points about CET program na lang para mabilis tayo makapag-discuss, no. Yan, just like with any other certifications, it's not under PRC po. No, the exam right now that's under PRC is of course alam naman natin yung CPA board exam, no. Yan. But the thing is, usually ito natatanong sa akin, kalaban po ba? Ay, sorry, I haven't moved the slide pala, no. Yan. Yan, not under PRC po, CET program. And yeah, it's not competing, or it's not yeah, it's a different program, no. Siguro with the discussion of Sir Aljon a while ago, you would also realize that hindi naman competition to. It's a different program, but it's not competing in any way, no. Yan, yung CMA-CPA, yan. So, magkakaibang program yan. Hindi naman yan yung porket ibang program or ibang organization, sabi, magkalaban na yan, ganito. So, it's not that way, no? Having those titles after your name is, ano yun self-achievement, diba? It's for your own. Hindi naman yun porket you have this title, you're already better than the other, no? It's just for your own, ano na lang din, no? Self-fulfillment, diba? Yan. So, these are some of the common questions I would say that I usually receive pag nagtatanong about the CET program. It's not connected po with the TESDA, and some of the certifications that you might have heard, yung mga recent, no, the new programs that are in the market, no, yung katulad ng Certified Tax Technician, sounds alike, no. There are somehow programs na sounds alike ng CAT kasi napaka-common nga ng title din na, I mean, the acronym of CAT is very common, right? So, ayan, there are somehow confusing titles na akala nila same or connected, but so, hindi po, no? So, what I would be discussing with CAT are just those na connected dito. Okay? Yun yung ano natin. Di ba sabi nga natin sa accounting, don't assume otherwise stated. So, if it's not stated na may connection or exemption or whatsoever, don't assume muna, no? And then about CET pa rin tayo, okay? Yan. CET is like mga certifications that you've heard, no? Globally recognized sila. Yan, international certifications. And they have their own professional organizations administering this program. Siguro just to remind, CET program is again under NIAT, or the National Institute of Accounting Technicians. So what's unique na lang siguro with the CET program? This is a program that can be taken up even by students. Yeah, this is open to students. Well, originally this is only for professionals, no? But there were many students who were very interested in this program, kaya inopen ng NIAT. Siguro na mga 2 years or 1 year lang inoffer to sa professionals. Then eventually it was opened up to both students and professionals. Yan. Maraming nagtitake nito na mga students pa lang. Then, ayan, wala siyang course restriction. So, as you may all know, the CPA board exam is only for BSA graduates. But the CET program, no, usually sa mga certification exams or programs, it's really open to all, no? As long as you have the background, you have studied for the exam and you pass the exam. So, ganun din, CET, no, it's open to any course, no? Actually, even non-accounting or non-business course, they can take this program. So, with us at Topnotch, we have encountered, no, may nag-take na isa, dalawa engineering, psychology, no. But of course, before they took up the exam or the review, nag-ano naman kami sa kanila, in-interview namin na, hey, this is an accounting exam, sure kayo, kaya nyo, kasi medyo, ano na to, it's not like an undergrad, no? Ayan, but yeah, they know accounting, kasi may business yung isa, then the other one has, first 2 years, nag-accountancy daw, nag-shift lang. So, yeah, the program is basically, yan, na nakalagay na sa last bullet, no course restriction. So this is, I would say, something unique sa CET, and yeah, this is also open to students. No, there are a lot actually, no, na estudyante, no, na nagte-take first year pa lang na ipasa na nila yung certain parts ng CET. So in a few slides, no, ma-discuss natin paano po na-take up yan ng students, kasi the CET program is per level. It's not one-time big-time exam. Yan, siguro let's move to the next slides, no, para ma-discuss natin yung part na yon. Ayan. So the CET exam consists of 3 levels, okay? Part 1, 2, 3, or minsan level 1, 2, 3, no? Part 1 is a practical accounting, but it's not the practical accounting na katulad sa board exam. I would say this is somehow in the middle of basic accounting and financial accounting, no? Nandun yung ano niya, yung degree of difficulty niya, somewhere in the middle. Part 2 is cost and management accounting. Part 3 is payroll accounting and taxation. So sa part 3 dito yung medyo unique kasi the payroll accounting here is not just payroll na I know in some of our subjects tinuturo yung payroll journal entries, but it's not like that, no? Ang payroll dito is talaga magko-compute ka how to compute for the salary or the wages of your employee. So whether you're an employer or an employee, no, matututo ka mag-compute dito. Paano ba dinededuct yung SSS, PhilHealth, yung HDMF or pag-ibig, how to deduct, how to compute for the withholding tax, etc. No? You'll get to be familiar with the holiday. No? Pagka-holiday, pumasok yung employee, how do they compute for the overtime pay, yan, mga holiday pay, etc. Yan. So, yun yung payroll accounting dito. And for taxation, it's mostly income and business tax. So, just to summarize, no, bakit po ito lang yung mga topics or just to give you a very quick idea, ano tong mga topics na nandito. These are the usual siguro na accounting topics that are being used in business, whether you're an employer or an employee. Yan. So, you would encounter in part 1, it's the journal entries, preparation of FS, but usually it's parang small or SME, no? Small, medium enterprises or micro businesses. Cost accounting and management accounting here would cover those that are useful in the business. So sa costing, it's basically costing ng products, yung CVP, and ano pa ba? So basically useful talaga no sa business. And part 3, yan nga, payroll accounting. Kung empleyado ka, then at least you would know how to compute for your own payroll, for your own sweldo. If you're an employer, you can hire a payroll accountant, right? But how do you check kung tama rin ba yung ginagawa niya? Di ba, kung kunwaring mali yung ginawa niya, sino ba ang babalikan ng empleyado? Siyempre, si owner din naman, no? So, di ba, it's a good, these are good topics no, na dapat malaman ng the usual na na-encounter sa business. And of course, taxation, no, yung income tax and business tax. Yan, yeah, siguro from what I mentioned, walang estate and donors kasi these are not usual in the business. So, there, hindi ko na in-enumerate lahat, but these are the topics covered in the Certified Accounting Technician. Now, this is the basic discussion, no, how the illustration of how to take the CET exam, no. In order to become a certified accounting technician, no, ayan nakikita nyo, part 1 plus part 2 plus part 3 equals CAT. Kasi ang sinasabi dito, to become a certified accounting technician, you need to pass all 3 exams. Okay? Kailangan maipasa mo yung 3 exam para maging CAT. Bakit po plus sign yung nakalagay dyan? Kasi, ang isa pang unique dito sa CATs, you don't need to take the exam ng sequential. Meaning, in any order yan. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, whatsoever. The point is, you just need to pass all 3 exam, no, para makapag-apply ka ng CAT certification. Ganun siya ka-flexible. Okay? Tapos, hindi mo siya kailangan sabay-sabayin. So, let's just say, no, nag-take ka ng part 1 this May. You can take part 2 on another date. You can take part 3 on another date. Pwede mo pagsabay-sabayin, pwedeng hiwa-hiwalay. Basta nga ang importante, if you want to become a certified accounting technician, you need to pass all 3 exams. Nagigets, no? So, very convenient, I would say. Bakit po ganyan yung exam? If you're familiar with the USCPA, actually parang ganun kasi yung idea din doon, that the exam is not really sabay-sabay. You can take the exam individually. When you pass all the exams required, then you're eligible to apply as a USCPA. Ganun eh. Sige, I would say ginaya nila no yung setup doon. Actually in other countries no the CPA board exam is also like that. So doon inadapt no yung ganitong exam ng CAT. Yan. So no 3 levels and yan the exam is open to even senior high no. There are a few senior high that I've encountered na nag-take na ng part 1. Kasi nga, part 1, kayang-kaya na rin nila, no? Pag maganda yung turo sa kanila sa senior high, they can actually pass already part 1. Yan. Then, ito, nakalagay dito, CET exams, the levels can be taken in any order or sequence. Yan. So, ano pa pong meron, no? Parang napakadali naman ata ng CAT exam. Hindi siya madali. I would say it's more, the right term is flexible, no? So, kanina dinidiscuss ko, in order to become a CAT, you need to pass all 3 exam in any order. Now, paano po kung kunwaring katulad nung sinabi nyo, senior high lang, nag-take na ng part 1 pa lang. So, ano pong benefit niya doon? Di ba parang sa senior, walang sense kasi hindi ka magiging CAT. Tama kayo, no? But the thing is, sa CAT exam, ayan, assuming part 1 lang ang tinake up mo, okay? Hindi ka pwedeng mag-apply ng CAT kasi kailangan mo ng 3 levels na naipasa to become a CAT. So what benefit can you get kapag nakapasa ka ng part 1? You're eligible to apply for this certification. So if you've seen parang ang daming title naman ni Sir after the name, it's actually because nag-take ako ng CAT and there are 3 titles already na pwede mo actually makuha from taking up the 3 exams ng CAT. So assuming nag-take ka ng part 1 lang, ayan, part 1 lang, you're eligible to apply for the certification from ICB UK or the Institute of Certified Bookkeepers of UK. Okay? So, pwede pong hindi na mag-take ng part 2 and part 3. It's up to you, no? Kung gusto mo, okay na sa'yo yung title na MICB lang, then it's okay. Kasi yun naman yung point nito eh. Very flexible nga at diba, even if just taking 1 exam or 2 exam, wala kang, parang I would say wala kang lugi dito. Kasi you'll get something out of taking kahit 1 level lang. Same thing with part 2. Assuming there's a student magaling sa cost accounting kunwari or interested siya pumunta sa Australia. Kaya lang short na yung oras, no? Tinake lang niya part 2 lang. So hindi siya pwede maging CAT, again, hindi rin siya pwede maging CB, pero pwede siya mag-apply ng RCA kapag naipasa niya yung part 2 lang. Okay, so that's how flexible the CET exam is. Of course, dito nga lang sa diagram na to, you would say, no, sir, paano po kung part 3 lang ang tinake up? Wala naman equivalent title ang part 3. And again, kung gusto mo maging CAT, you need to pass all 3 exams. So usually, no, students or reviewees would usually take up first part 1 or part 2. Kasi pag hindi nila natapos, at least they can apply for the certification na CB or RCA or both, no? Pag part 3 ang inuna mo, it is assumed na you'll be taking up also the part 1 and part 2 exam. Kasi nga, taking part 3 only doesn't have anything, no? Yan. So usually part 3 yung hinuhuli nilang exam. Okay? So, ayan nga, again, to become a certified accounting technician, you need to pass all 3 exams. Okay? So what are the other sequence na pwedeng gawin, no? Ito yung ginagawa ng mga ibang examinees. They would take up all the 3 levels first, yung exam, no? Kapag nakapasa na sila, they would apply for the CAT title. Then afterward, pwede nilang i-apply pa itong CB and RCA nang hindi na nagte-take ng exam. Bakit po? Kasi nga nakapasa na sila ng 3 level. So that's the point of this setup of exam. Okay? Nakapasa na ng 3 level, nag-apply ng CAT, then nag-apply sila ng CB and RCA kasi nga naipasa naman na nila yung part 1 and part 2. Okay? So paano naman how about another scenario, no? Ako, ganito ginawa ko nung nag-take ako way back decade ago, no? Nag-take ako ng part 1, I applied for the CB certificate. Bakit? Excited kasi ako, no? I haven't graduated around that time pero may title na ako after my name. Nag-take ako ng part 2 right after graduation. I was reviewing for the board exam. Nakapasa rin ako. So I already have the RCA title. Then part 3, alam niyo ginawa ko dyan, I took up part 3 right after the last day of board exam. So I would say, no, in 1 year, no, medyo ang ganda nung pinapuntahan nung year na graduate ako. I graduated in the same year. I passed all 3 levels of CAT at nakapasa ako ng CPA. So, alam niyo yun, ang ganda ng profile ko as even as a new grad or newly passed board exam. And I'm not a dean's lister, I'm not a top-notcher, but I was able to be qualified sa mga certain companies or certain positions that are usually offered to dean's listers or top-notchers. No? There was even one company na meron silang management trainee program that is only offered to these lister and top-notchers. But I was able to get in that program. Kaya lang hindi ako tumuloy, no? I went into an auditing firm, no? But looking back, no, sabi ko, ang ganda nung naging background ko lang, no? Aside from being a CPA, I was able to leverage on my credentials, no? In a way, that's also your my ano ba, achievement, no? Yan, hindi ako din lister. I'm not a fan. So yeah, usually that's what most people would ask, no, what benefit do I get when I useless if you don't do anything, no? Ako, I don't usually put my the titles after my name kasi it all depends naman kung saan ako papasok, saan ako pupunta, or whatever I'm doing, no? So I'm also handling finance students, no? Business administration finance student. I don't put or I don't put the title after my name ng mga CPA kasi it's not relevant to them. But I have other certifications that are related to finance. I put that after my name when I'm talking to them. Okay? When I was in when a BPO, no, business process outsourcing, hindi nila kailangan yung CPA title ko. What they look at is my international certifications. Okay? So there, the benefit isn't really ano ba, yung wide application, no? Yung parang pag sinabi mo may title ka, lahat maa-applyan mo na or lahat magaling ka na. It's not like that, no? Having these credentials is something that you should also prove to your employer, no? Kahit marami kang title, if hindi ka magaling sa work or hindi ka nakakasundo ng workmates mo, it's also useless, no? So somehow that's also a sharing na rin, no, on the real life of use of having additional credentials. Okay? Yan. Going back na, just to recap, so 3-level ang exams ng CET. This is open to sobrang lahat, no? Diverse na people pwedeng mag-take ng CET. Yan. So, just a few benefits of CET na dinidiscuss most of the time ni NIAT, no? First bullet, offer an employer proven specific skills and knowledge, no? Kasi nga, I have a few students, sobrang tagal na, no? When they passed the CET exam, kinikwento nila sa akin, when they applied, by the way, these are not BSA students, these are accounting tech students, accounting technology. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but of course, it's being phased out na or wala nang ganong course, no? Or there are a few more na pinapag-graduate na lang. But way back years ago, yan, may accounting tech students would somehow magkukwento sa akin, no? Sabihin nila, sir, nakapasok ako sa ganitong company. Then during my interview, sabi ko, I have this certification. Tapos nagkwento ko, sabi ko, wala pong multiple choice and nahirapan po ako, umiyak po ako pero nakapasa ako, no? And I was able to prove na may alam pala ako sa accounting, no? So it's a funny story, no, na parang umiyak pa daw siya and everything or nagdrama siya. Pero it's somehow true kasi yun nga, may alam pala siya, no? Maybe due to certain situation na natanggal siya sa accountancy, but pero may alam talaga siya, di ba? And there are also a few, actually hindi pala few, there are a lot of students na tumuloy ng BSA. From being an accounting technology, nagtuloy sila ng BSA because after taking the CET exam, it really gave them confidence na may alam naman pala ako, kaya ko pala to. So siguro circumstantial lang at siguro around that time tamad ako mag-aral, hindi ako nagustuhan ng future whatsoever, but it gave them a boost of confidence na ngayon CPA na rin sila, no? They continued as a BSA in another school and they pass the board exam. Meron pa nga top-notcher, no? I don't usually mention them, no, pero may mga top-notcher akong students na nag-top talaga sa board. Ayan. And after a while, they would say, thank you, sir, ganyan, for encouraging me, etc. Yan. Maraming ganun, no? I've lost count of the stories that I could share to you. Pero yun yung mga ilan sa mga highlights siguro. Second bullet in this slide, advance your career and increase your compensation. No? So usually for those who are graduate already, minsan natatagalan sila if they would take MBA kasi MBA will have to take 2-3 years, no? Depending on your workload pag nagtatrabaho ka pa. So, some of them would opt to take this certification, no? Nagtitake sila ng, aside from CAT, they would also take up other certification programs kasi nga, it's convenient sa work schedule. Plus, 'di ba, taking up various certification, mas madami ka pang title na mailalagay daw. So, it really depends on the person then. But yeah, for graduates, no, long-time graduates, para ma-refresh sila, that's also one of the reason, no, that why we take up CAT. Third bullet would, I would say most of the time, the reason for those who are non-BSA, no? Accounting graduates but not BSA or non-CPA. So minsan may mga students ako, BSA but unfortunately, no, nakailang take na sila, medyo na-discourage na sila. So what they did was to take this certification. At least, ano sabi nga nila, it gives them also a boost, no, of confidence that they have this title. They know that CPA is different, no? Pero yan, having titles, no, it's helpful for them. And then last bullet I would say is self-satisfaction, no? Increase your own value na lang, no? And so yeah, these are some of the benefits. Of course, the benefit could also be something personal na lang din sa inyo, no? Just like what I shared a while ago. For me, I had the benefit na ma-feel ko how the top-notchers or dean's listers, mga cum laude, no, are feeling like when they're being offered ng mga, when they're being chased by companies, no. And I was chased by a company before kasi kaya lang sa Laguna kasi ang layo, no. I'm living in Manila, pero yung Laguna, company in Laguna is chasing me. Nasabi, ano, dito ka na lang mag-apply. Ayan, we need accounting staff, although accounting staff yon, but there's a pathway na ma-promote, etc. Yan. Maganda yung offer sa akin. So, I'm not, sabi ko, I'm not a top-notcher, I'm not being lister. Sabi niya, but the credentials daw is good enough for them, no, na proof that I'm good at accounting. So, ayan lang. But again, I did not pursue that opportunity, no. And of course, ano naman, marami ring opportunity naman din na dumating sa akin. Yan, gaano po ba karami ang CAT RCA members in the Philippines? Madami na, no? Sabi ko nga, it's been more than a decade, almost 2 decades na since this program was introduced. So marami na, no? But of course, I'm not the one to talk about this one kasi I would say mas maganda sana si NIAT na invite nyo, no? The chairman of NIAT would be able to discuss more about the members. Pero yun, marami na, no? Usually, if there are events na NIAT event, marami talagang uma-attend doon, no? Convention hall just for one session na pupuno. Yan. So, just to highlight then, again, this is not a program of Topnotch, no? We're just a review provider, but yeah, to highlight NIAT, you might want to visit their website, www.niat.edu.ph. And one of the things that you could also check out is if I'm a legitimate, no, provider. Kasi marami ngayon, no, usually just offering certain programs, then at the end, hindi mo pala alam na hindi pala legit, no. But yeah, just look at the Topnotch website, you'll see my name there. Marami pang iba nag-o-offer ng CAT review, but proudly, no, I know in the records of NIAT we're actually the first or one of the first na lang, no, para just not to be too arrogant, no, one of the first provider ng CAT. And when the CAT program started, siguro a few years lang, no, we were able to provide then the review of CAT, no. Parang ang nangyari noon, instead of NIAT lang nag-offer ng review, they somehow outsourced it, no. And so we're one of the first provider. And this is how it would look like, no, kami, review provider ng CAT. We conduct the review and help you prepare for the exam, no. And the thing about the review ng CAT is that when you submit something to us, that's also the same documents that we would submit to NIAT, no. Kasi I think for those who are familiar with the board exam, usually it's of course, different naman kasi when you enroll in the CPA review, then you'll take up the exam, you have to apply with PRC. So with certification programs, no, I think this is common, no. Wherever you review, they would also be the one to accommodate your exam na rin, no? So they would assist you in almost every process. Ayan, so ganun din dito, except that, of course, sa certification or membership na mismo, it would be NIAT, no? Sila kasi nakikipag-coordinate sa mga international organization na to. So somehow NIAT would be the examiner, and once you pass the exam, you would have to coordinate the certification and membership with them. So ang question dito, sir, hindi ba automatic yung title? No. In any certification exam, after passing the exam, you have to apply or pay for the membership or certification fee. Just an example, even the CPA board exam, kung hindi kayo familiar, you apply for the exam, so may babayaran ka doon. When you pass the CPA board exam, sa oath taking, before oath taking, no, you'll be paying for the certification and yung card. Yan. So, ganun yon in every exam, any exam, even TESDA, when I took the exam ng TESDA, I have to apply or pay for the certification. Yan. Ganun din, no? Maybe if you ask further, no, about the other certifications, dun yung malalaman, ay, meron pa talagang kailangan bayaran. No? Hindi siya automatic na title, just to set the record straight. Yan. Then about us Topnotch, no, just a quick few information. So we started around August 2008. Yeah, we're one of the first, and our lecturers for CET are also passers. No, we're proud because in other providers, usually the teachers are although they are CPA and veteran teachers, but they didn't take the exam. So kami, ang lecturers namin, we require that they also take the exam so that they would be able to share more about the exam. And aside from that, medyo hybrid yung lecture namin. Hybrid in the sense na refresher siya. And they also share real life work experience. Then also about the CET exam. So marami kaming in-incorporate doon. It's not just a review, but more of incorporated, integrated, no, lecture. And maraming nagte-take sa amin na students and recent graduates, no, kasi we were actually the pioneer of the student trade. Yan yung isa sa mga pioneer namin. So I think that would be in the next few slides, no. About top passing rate namin, more than 10,000 enrollees since August 2008. We've lost count actually. And for a certain batch, we usually have an average of 85 to 90. There are a few times lower than 85, but very rare naman din yun, no? And most of the time, no, recently we're having always a 100% passing percentage in a batch. No, itong recent namin no last April, no, we were very happy, lahat sila nakapasa. But if you look in our website, hindi na namin pinopost yung passing rate or yung passing percentage because ano kami, we have this principle of being low key, no? Low key, hindi kami masyadong what's the term, pasikat, no? We just want to be proud of our own students and their own achievements, no? So even though 100% passing percentage, the important thing is we recognize them na, oh, kayo nakapasa kayo, no? Yan, kasi our principle is kung ano man ang passing percentage ng isang batch, it doesn't really have any relevance, no? Pag nag-apply ka ba sa work, tatanungin mo yung passing percentage ng batch nyo, di ba? Or does it add anything to you as a part of a 100% passing batch, no? Di ba? So parang ganun pag hindi nakapasa, parang kawawa naman sila ang laging nare-recognize may mga nag-take sa amin na yan, yung mga CPAs na nasa sinasabi namin dyan, usually they are nag-take na CAT, nakapasa ng CPA, or CPA na, then nag-take ng CAT for whatever reason that's personal to them, no? And there's one, actually there are a lot of this reason, no? A lot of people having the same reason. Some of them would want to go abroad, work abroad, and have a certain credential na internationally recognized. They would want to take the CPA of other countries. But of course, pagpunta mo doon, you have to look for job din eh. And having this certification, it helps you get a job easily in other countries din, no? So, how about locally po? Locally, no, I usually read this in mga forums. They would say, hindi naman nire-require ng company ang CAT or certifications or whatsoever. That's actually true. Kasi it depends on the company on what they would be requiring. Ako, I've been with various companies that na they are not requiring the CPA title. They would say CPA is preferable, but it's not required. Meaning the job itself kasi, they have a certain requirement or skill sets that are needed. Pero the title is not, it's a plus point, no? But it's not something required. Ganon din sa CAT. Locally, no, wala kang makikita talagang company na sasabihin, ay, kailangan namin CAT ka title ka, CAT passer ka. No, wala ka talaga makikita doon. No? But again, as I have said a while ago as an example, when you apply, no, in a job, kahit gaano pang certifications ilagay mo diyan, kahit magkaroon ka ng 20 certification diyan, pero ang pangit ng sagot mo, wala ka ma-approve, no? Hindi ka rin tatanggapin ng company, no? So this certification, I would say, is a leverage nga, it's a boost, no, sa sarili mo na mas maganda yung background mo or credential mo. Okay? So yeah, those are the usual questions that I receive, no? At ay nababasa ko rin sa mga forums, but yun nga, I don't go into debate with them na lang din kasi alam niyo naman sa internet, no, usually it goes on and on, no, na minsan nawawala na yung sense ng topic. So I usually avoid that kind of discussion, no. At this kind of seminars, this is the correct platform to share, no, correctly the information. So still about Topnotch, we have monthly schedule, and before, no, we have a lot of special schedules. We para kaming nag-aano caravan, we have schedules in physically parang Luzon, no. We've been dati consistent schedule namin Laguna, Batangas, Quezon, yan. Sacred Heart College, no. Region 4 schools, Divine Word College Calapan, way back years ago Laguna College. Then we also have a Region 3, no. Kaya lang ayan nga, with all that's what happened last year, no. Eventually we moved to online din, no. Pangit nung term pero nationwide reach daw, no. Yeah, with the online exam and online review, we've experienced as far as Mindanao, as far as yan sa mga islands of Visayas, no. We encounter students sa mga schools na hindi namin alam na nag-exist, pero ayan, meron kami mga students from this school. Just a few examples, no. And lately medyo marami from Leyte, no, St. Paul School of Professional Studies, yan, medyo marami kaming students from that school. Yan, mga malalayong school, but since online kasi yung review right now, no need to travel, right? You can actually reach the review. Accessible ang review and exams, no? Yan. Program fee, I don't want to go into details, but you can just look it up in the internet. Available po to sa website ng Topnotch, no? So, as I was saying a while ago, we are the pioneer of student rate. Dati kasi, the program fee is just professional rate. Walang student rate dati, no? So, when we started offering the CT program, kaming Topnotch, no? Kami yung pioneer ng student rate. And I would say most of the providers are actually just basing it with our, or parang benchmarking it with our student rate, no? Then we also have a graduate rate kasi the student rate is only for students, undergrad, bachelor's degree, and recent graduates of up to 6 months. So let's say if you graduated March, you have until September that you can avail the student rate. But most of the time, no, syempre kahit 6-month graduate, hindi pa naman nagkaka-work or hindi pa gano'ng kataas yung position sa company. So ang hirap naman, times 2 agad yung rate mo. So we started offering the graduate rate, no? Ayan, no. Student rate is for those that are, 6 months undergrad and within 6 months graduate. Graduate rate is dun sa mga lagpas ng 6 months but not more than 3 years na graduate. So professional rate would apply to those who are graduate ng more than 3 years na. So with that, no, there were many appreciative comments na okay daw kasi they were able to afford. No? Hindi naman sobrang mahal katulad ng professional rate, but at the same time, no, they were still able to take it up kahit nalagpas na sila ng student rate. So yeah, this three slides that I just recently shown. No, this is available in our website, so I don't need to elaborate on this one. You can download that document. So if you are interested, you can just check it out and read the details. Yan. So aside from the student rate, another pioneer of Topnotch is providing the online review for the CAT. And it's not just online review, no? So, di ba, starting March when the lockdown started, ang daming nag-shift to online. Pero there were all this difficulty na mahina internet, ang hirap ng ganito, ang hirap ng ganyan. Even before the asynchronous sessions was introduced, meron na kaming ganito, no? Meron na kaming asynchronous. So what we did was, so we're not taking credit naman na kami lang yung talagang unang-una. But with the CAT, no, kami talaga yung I would say nauna nito, no? Siguro naunahan lang kami ng ibang schools, but we were able to implement this earlier, no? Kumbaga, when the lockdown was announced, we already had the beta testing neto kasi mabilis kaming maka-adapt sa technology. So we have two formats. Recorded video discussion, ito yung asynchronous na alam nyo, no? Wherein there are recorded videos, it can be watched by the reviewees at their own pace, at their own schedule. And we have the live online discussions, ito yung synchronous, no? So both of these platform are available to our reviewees, no? Pero it's up to them then if they want just the synchronous or the review discussion, the recorded, no? Or they want to attend live or they want to attend both. Very flexible kasi nasa sayo yan or it depends on your situation which of this format you would use. Kahit both, okay lang. Kasi yun naman yung point doon no? To make it accessible, no? Convenient to anyone. So if mahina internet nyo, you could just have the recorded video discussion kasi yan at your own pacing, no? Another thing is that gamit kasi namin is Google. So basically our videos are much lower sa consumption. No, we've tested various platforms, Zoom, Google, Microsoft, Skype, etc. The lowest bandwidth, no? Hindi naman lowest talaga pero compared to what all of those that we use, pinakamababa yung consumption ng Google na videos, no? Yung mga video recordings na gawa sa Google. So, yun ang ginamit namin. So, even the live online discussions, we use Google Meet, no? Ayan, so para lang may idea kayo for those who are interested in taking up the review. And we also have customized review. We offer certain tutorials and advanced studies. No, ano po yung advanced studies? We have certain, ito hindi na to CAT, but we have certain group of students who requested for a review session. Pero actually hindi siya review. Prior to the start of their semester, nag-request sila ng discussion for some of the topics na ma-encounter nila. So advanced study pala talaga yon, no? Yan. Dahil sa online review kasi namin, mas na-deliver namin yon. So the recorded sessions, dire-review ng mga tutorial students namin, no? So with our platform, with our system, somehow nagamit pa namin siya with other offerings, no? Advanced tutorial. And yan, modular accounting topics, no? Na may mga nagpapa-tutor ng maybe group of 10, 20 students about a certain topic lang in a subject, no? Or number of topics in a subject, yan. And yan, may new program din kami i-offer, accredited financial analyst. So, bakit parang dami naman ata, hindi lang si 18 na nababanggit ni sir? Kasi nga, maybe it's just that our system we were able to utilize that even with the other offerings that we can do. Yan. So, yun lang, for Topnotch, yan yung mga pioneer namin, no, ideas. So I'm almost done with my presentation. Just a few more slides. I would just want to show you yung mga certifications ko, yung mga actual certificate ko. Usually in a face-to-face seminar, I would let the certificate be passed around. No? Kaya lang, ayan, sa PowerPoint nyo na lang talaga makikita. So NIET membership, this is the CB. When I passed the part 1 exam, excited ako, nag-apply agad ako nito. So CB certificate, RCA, so this is for part 2. As you may have noticed, no, CMA Australia po, parang CMA yung nabanggit kanina. So, I think no, it was discussed naman, CMA that was discussed by Sir Aljon is CMA US, so CMA Australia to. magkaiba yung organization nila, but I don't want to discuss that kasi hindi naman yun yung topic, no? Okay? But there, no, the CMA Australia is connected with RCA. Yan. So yun yung very specific dito. CMA Australia yung connected sa RCA. Then CET Canada, yan, medyo mahal kasi yung mga certification fee. CET Canada yung pinakamura around that time, no? But I was able to apply for the other CET, although hindi naman madadagdagan yung title ko, but I still applied for these certifications kasi ano rin yan membership din yan with those organization, no? There was a time kasi I was planning to go to Australia to migrate, no? But yeah, hindi natuloy. Yan, maybe I would try again. Then, dahil medyo mahal ang certification fees, NIAT introduced a few years ago introduced the local version of this title, no? Hindi mo naman kailangan ilagay yung Philippines after your title, no? Kunwari ito, RCA Philippines, you can just put the title RCA after your name. You don't need to put the word Philippines, no? Low cost, local version. So bakit po ganun? Kasi nga, there are many examinees na sinasabi, sir, hindi naman po kami mag-work abroad. Ang mahal ng mga international fees, no? Baka naman may mas mura. So there, NIET introduced RCA Philippines and CAT Philippines, no? Kung magkano man to, this is also available in our website. So just, or you may want to inquire with NIET kasi sila yung, they are the ones administering the certification. Yan. So this is my MAAT. It's another certification, no? So ano po nangyari dito? I passed all 3 exams, right? Naging CAT ako. There was one time na a new program was offered, itong MAAT. And dahil nakapasa ako ng 3 exam ng CAT, it was given as an exemption. Automatic, I already have this certificate, no? But again, the main point of my discussion is CAT. So I'm just showing some of the certifications, no, para lang familiar kayo. So yeah, I'm almost done, no? Any questions you may want to inquire through. First, you may want to visit our website pala, no? Yan, www.catreviewers.com. You may also want to add our Facebook accounts. Ito po yung official spelling and type and account name, no? So I'm emphasizing this kasi meron pong medicine review group sa Topnotch din yung name. So there are times I would receive questions, no, nag-i-inquire medtech daw, nag-i-inquire ng review. So yan kasi akala nila same lang yon. So again, Topnotch, Topnotch, no? Then CAT reviewers. So we have 1 group account and 2 profile accounts, no? Yung 2 profile accounts namin may Roman numeral 2 saka Roman numeral 3. But most of the information are actually available in our website, www.catreviewers.com. Okay, then contact details are also in the website, no? For those who are interested to take the exam. So we have actually this May, no? Sabi ko nga every month, no? Nagkaroon kami siguro ng 1 or 2 months na nagpahinga. But for this May, our upcoming exam is on May 23. Study period is May 1 to 22, and enrollment is up to May 16. So with that, that ends my presentation and discussion about certified accounting technician. Now, I hope you learned a lot from this one. Nakadagdag sa kaalaman nyo about the future of accountants, no? Hindi lang pala CPA, but there are actually a lot of things that you can do, you can take up, no? Hindi natatapos ang pag-aaral natin, no, sa pagka-graduate nyo. Even after graduating, ako honestly, I am taking various certifications pa rin up to this point in time, no? Because yeah, ang daming ko natututunan, no? I'm also teaching in undergrad, but I still want to learn more, no? Marami akong gustong matutunan, no? So I guess that's it for my discussion, no? Thank you everyone and good afternoon.
Ayan. So, thank you po, Sir Ralph, for that knowledgeable talk. For sure, our R4 JPIAns were able to get an insight on what are the opportunities that await them as future CATs.
Tama ka dyan, partner. Alam mo, kanina habang nakikinig, na-realize ko na, bakwari, habang estudyante pa lang tayo, kung gusto mo na agad kumuha ng CAT na title, dun sa process niya, bago makuha yung CAT, meron ka na agad nakuhang dalawang title bago makuha yung CAT, which is ayun nga yung ano yung RCA at yung MICB. Diba sa CAT na exam ay may three parts yung sa RCA nga then MICB. Nakaka-overwhelm lang na nakaka-motivate din sa mga kakilala ko na accounting information system, which is related naman sa accounting technician, na masasabi ko sa kanila na habang estudyante pa lang kami or sila or tayo, opportunity din natin yun para mag-take tayo ng CAT examination kasi napakalaking bagay din or nakakatulong din sa atin as a young professional. Ikaw ba, partner?
Yes, that's right, partner. Alam mo, partner, ako sobrang dami kong natutunan simula pa kaninang umaga kasi even though we are the organizers of this event, natututo din tayo at the same time kung ano nga ba yung mga ibang titles na we could get aside sa, of course, dream ng lahat, which is CPA. And I hope hindi lang ako or tayo, pati na rin yung mga members natin na nanonood sa ating Facebook Live na they learn from this two-day event.
Yan, and now we'll be opening the floor for questions from our delegates that are watching in our Facebook Live. JPIAns, you can now comment your question or clarification on our comment section. Yan, go or for JPIAns yung pang hinahantay nyo, i-comment nyo lang sa ating comment section yung mga question or clarification nyo about sa discussion kanina at sasagutin yan ni Sir Ralph. Yan. First question po, sir. Meron po question po. May nagtanong po, PM po, ito po yung tanong, how do you manage your time po? Sa sobra pong dami ng mga titles na sobrang daming titles after ng name nyo.
Siguro one thing that you would learn in accounting, no, is actually time management. I would say, I'll be honest, no, tamad ako students when I was in undergrad, no. I'm really not that eager to study. Siguro babasa ako book, pag inantok ako matutulog na ako, no. But around that time na pag-graduate na ako, by the way, my friends are listers and mga laude. Siguro sa barkada namin, it's just hindi. 2 or 3 kaming hindi normal, no? 2 or 3 kaming normal na hindi kami achiever type. But they were able to encourage me din na magsipag. And at some point, no, na-realize ko, kaya ko palang pumantay sa kanila. There are times mas mataas ako sa kanila sa quiz, no? And yeah, siguro it's a bit late. But around nung pag-graduate na ako, I was able to improve my time management na mag-aral, talagang magsipag. And siguro right now, no, I'm already a graduate. I've been working for more than a decade, no. In terms of sabihin nyo, ang dami kong tinitake na how do I manage that? Siguro wag nyong madaliin na lang din lahat, no. There are a few programs na noon ko pa gustong i-take, but yeah, aside from time, of course, financial reasons din, no. Yun, ngayon ko lang tinitake, no. But if I were to, if I have enough resources and time, dati, noon ko pa tinake lahat yung mga yun ng gusto ko, no. So, in terms of time management, yeah, kanya-kanya talaga tayo eh. Siguro matututunan nyo na lang din yan as you go along. But the important thing is, of course, you learn from your experience. Hindi yung parang, ako kasi I am not the type na I would advise, ganito yung ginawa ko, ganyan ginawa ko. Kasi we have different situations, right? So, I guess it's up to you, no, to know which would be feasible in your situation or how to manage your own, aspirations. Yan. Ako, I was lucky enough, siguro for part, yung sa CET, how did I manage to take that when I was still in undergrad? May nag-sponsor sa akin tita ko. So, that's the reason, no? Pero siguro kung wala yung tita ko, I wouldn't be able to take that CAT, no? If she didn't help me with that, yan. Pero most likely, kung hindi ko na-take na before, I would take it sometime after I graduated pa rin. Kasi that's something for me that I really want. No? Even yung MBA, yan. It took me 3.5 years when usually MBA is just, it can be taken up in 2 years. No? So, yan, kung time management, yan, hindi talaga natin masasabi yung perfect na how to manage our time and resources. And hope that answers your question sa nagtanong.
Thank you po, Sir Ralph.
So, meron po tayo another question. So, sabi niya po, any advice sa mga gusto din magkaroon ng other certification given na kayo po ay madami din nakuhang certification?
Advice. Siguro, ito ang masasabi ko na lang din, no. When I took up accountancy, wala akong plano sa sarili ko. After ko makagraduate, nakapasa ako board, wala akong plano sa sarili ko. Yeah, I'll be honest with that. So, ang advice ko is have a plan for yourself, no? It might not be something na talagang achievable, but at least you have your target, no? So bakit ba ako nag-take ng certification? Kasi after a few years when I was working, no, napasok ako sa academe. I started as a part-time teacher, pero nag-enjoy ako sa teaching. So siguro at that time doon ko na-realize, gusto ko magturo. Yan. To be honest, I'm introvert, no? When I was in high school, in college, hindi niyo ako ma-expect na magsasalita ng ganito. Even sa classroom, ayoko mag-recite, di ako magsasalita dyan, di ako magpa-perform. But eventually, no, nung nagturo ako, doon ko nakita na, okay, marunong, kaya ko pala magsalita. Nagulat mga classmates ko, naging teacher ako, no? Yun, siguro have a plan for yourself. As early as now, as a students, magplano kayo, ano kayang gusto ko maging? Di ba? Yung usual tanong sa mga bata eh. But it also helps din pala sa matatanda. Ano bang gusto ko maging after ko mag-join CPA? Ganyan. So, ako, I realized, no, hindi nga kasi ako achiever. So, the reason why I took up this certification is gusto kong magkaroon ng sarili kong achievement. Around that time, ako yung pinaka-unique na. No? Kasi CPA then I have these other titles. So ngayon, ang dami ng title that are available. I would say, choose the best title na mag-a-align sa interest nyo and sa plano nyo sa buhay nyo, sa work nyo, no? Yun yung masasabi ko. Kasi, ayan, I'm taking up some certifications na hindi na accounting related eh. Pero it's my interest kasi. Yan. So, it might not be an exact advice again, pero sabi ko nga talaga, iba-iba tayo ng situation, no? I hope that helps you rin pag-isipan nyo, ano kayang gusto ko maging, no? After I graduate, maging CPA, gusto ko ba maging auditor? Gusto ko ba maging teacher? Do I want to become a CFO? Actually, that's one, no? I want to become a CFO before, but ayun, I guess nalipat din pala yung interest ko into teaching na lang. Yan. So, yeah, I hope that answers and that helps, no? Yung mga nagtatanong.
Thank you po, sir. Meron pong question sa Facebook Live. Ang sabi niya po, ano pong feeling ng maraming title from Jaika Di Maano po?
Sorry, then Chapi, anong feeling ng
Ano daw pong feeling ng maraming title?
Wala naman. Kasi 'di ba, so ayun nga, kahit marami kang title if it doesn't hindi mo na-prove yung kaalaman mo, then that it's useless. Parang pampayabang lang pag maraming title. Ako, I usually just put the title that's necessary, no? Kung makikita nyo nga sa calling card ko, pangalan ko lang nandun, wala yung mga title ko doon. Kasi it depends on who I'm talking to, no? yun, if I'm talking to other people, di ko naman kailangan ng CPA title ko. So, why would I put that title? Siguro in terms of ano na lang, self-fulfillment, it's somehow fulfilling, no? Kasi, ayun, you would see that you achieve something din, no? And slowly, it's also a tracker ng ano na ba yung na-achieve ko, no? Na yung dating mga gustong gawin, nagagawa ko na siya, I already have this title. Yan. So, kung feeling lang, hindi ko sa masabing something na may mafe-feel ka, no? Siguro kung sa sarili mo, yun, matutuwa ka ay may na-achieve naman ako. Ayan. Especially nga, no, sabi ko dun sa mga, I have these students, no, na hindi nakapasa ng board, yan, minsan nade-depress sila, sabi nila, ay, ayoko na mag-take. Pero yun, after taking some programs, no, they were able to have their own decision na, ay, marunong pala ako, kaya ko pala, naipasa ko nga to certification na to, why not CPA board exam din? So yun mutual yung mga pangyayari na yun. It helps one way or another. Okay.
So, yan. Thank you po, Sir Ralph. I think that's the last question na po for this session. So, once again, thank you po, Sir Ralph. So, thank you as well, JPIAns, for your active participation during the discussion. Now, I will be reading the citation for the Certificate of Appreciation for our speaker. So, National Federation of Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants Region 4 Council and CSIP Gores Velayo and Company, in partnership with Premier CPA Review and Professional Development Center and Resa Review School of Accountancy, hereby Certificate of Appreciation is hereby presented to Mr. Ralph Michael Licaros, MAAT, MBA, CPA, CAT, RCA, MICB, for sharing his time, expertise, and knowledge as the guest speaker during the Certified Future Accountants Day with the theme, The Making of Paragons of the National Federation of Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants Region 4, given this 1st of May 2021. Signed by Annabel Angeles, Regional Vice President for Academics, yours truly, Regional Council President, Regional Co-Advisors John Jeric Fernandez and Ms. Maria Lea Orgelies, and Mr. George Matthew Makatangay, CPA PSM Regional Advisor. Once again, thank you po, Sir Ralph.
Thank you, Region 4, PPA. So, just something, last few things to share. No, I was a regional officer din before, more than a decade ago. And after siguro ko mag-graduate, no, I started being invited as a seminar speaker most of the time sa CAT. But I also have some speaking engagement na and other topic naman. And just to share, no, your advisors, no, were actually officers at that time, no, nung na-invite din nila ako for being a speaker in a seminar. So, ayun, nakakatuwa lang, no? Yan, nagsasign na sila ngayon as advisor. So, hello, Jerry and Leah and George. And so, yan, happy to be here, no? And thank you, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to share many things about the accountancy profession.
Thank you, Sir Ralph.
Thank you po, Sir Ralph. On behalf of the National Federation of Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants, Region 4, and CSIP Gores Velayo and Company, SGV and Co., we would like to thank the following sponsor for this year's Certified Future Accountants Day: Premier Professional Development Center, Premier PDC, and Review School of Accountancy, RESA. Taos puso po ang aming pasasalamat sa inyo.